What's up, gamers? Today, this video, I'm going to be doing it in a ninja hood. I'm a ninja. This is ninja mode. I turned this Paper Mario shirt into a ninja hood because I'm a ninja. If you don't like that, then I'll destroy you with my ninja powers. And I'm not joking. I'll fucking demolish you. So anyways, today, we're going to be talking about A Hat in Time. This is a game ninjas are lukewarm towards because I'm gonna stop the bit. It's just me. I'm not a ninja. And this purple lighting is from the Roku City. It's kind of a meme nowadays, but I'm sure it'll still be funny in a few years. So yeah, Hat in Time is it's an okay game. This lighting is really bad. Ninjas love good lighting. Alright, that's not better. I'm gonna turn the TV. Roku City it is. But yeah, Hat in Time's an okay game. Basically, if you don't know already, Hat in Time is this platformer that's supposed to be like a Nintendo 64 GameCube throwback. Just like Super Mario Sunshine or Mario 64, it has that like platformer mentality where you're collecting stuff. You collect timepieces. And this game is very mixed, especially on Switch. My main problem with this game is it really doesn't feel well considered. Like, the game isn't cohesive. Like, there's so many ideas, and some of them are funny, or fun. Like, there's, like, this demon character that you sign contracts for. There's this mafia thing. There's this, like, mustache girl. But, like, it's not really cohesive. I feel like it's missing, like, a central element to tie it all together. It really just feels like a bunch of disconnected ideas. And with the game's, like, art style looking a little bit basic and like kind of like it was not thrown together, but just looks very amateurish, and on Nintendo Switch especially it just doesn't really look that great. The game just feels unpolished, and even though the platforming is good, it just hurts my like reception of the game when I constantly see that there's like frame rate issues while the textures look really weird and there's no cohesion. It just seems off. Like, the game's called A Hat in Time, and it's called that because you have to go back in time, but there's really not that many time elements outside of it. Like, the collectibles besides the timepieces, like, the coin, like, collectible you get are these weird capsules of gems, which seemed really off. Because that's kind of like, it doesn't really seem like, it doesn't make sense for the theming. The Hat Kid, like, the hat theme wasn't really interesting. I don't understand how that's supposed to really mesh with the other elements of the game. It just seemed I don't know. This game was made through a Kickstarter, which probably explains why it is a bit of a low-budgety indie feel. It is very ambitious for an indie game. You see with indie games, they either go way too overly ambitious and they mess everything up and can't deliver, like Yooka-Laylee and No Man's Sky, or they do the opposite and they have a very small, concealed adventure that kind of feels a little bit bland. Not bland, it just feels very controlled. It doesn't feel like there's usually one thing you do, or it's a very simple platformer. The kind of games I'm describing are like Piku, Niku, or whatever, and like, not Owlboy, just like, you know what I'm talking about, like 2D retro platformers that are made by indie studios to try to harken back. Shovel Knight's really good, but a lot of the other ones kind of blend together to me. But Hat in Time, the platforming is very good. You have this, I really like the this move you have where you do a jut forward, you do a double jump and then that. There are these Mario Sunshine like platforming levels that are fun. I like those. The progression is very odd. Basically what I end up it's the kind of thing where I'm just kind of looking around the level, kind of confused, and I never really know what I'm doing. I never, like, there were objectives that were pretty laid out, pretty, like, obviously, but I just kind of ran into them. I never, like, intentionally went for anything. Which is kind of odd, because it makes it seem kind of arbitrary. I really enjoyed when I was just able to platform and do the levels, because the puzzle-solving elements, the very thin ones that are there of, like, figuring out the objective, a lot of the time it just kind of, like, got in the way. Going area by area, the first one was pretty good. I had a lot of fun. That one's the one that's visually the most polished. I think it looks pretty good. It's this mafia beach vibe. You meet the mustache kid. There's some cool events. The second world is the movie world, which I think a lot of people like that one, where it's like you're putting together a movie and there's two competing studios. I thought it was okay. Some of the challenges they have you do are just kind of obtuse, while also not really, they're not cohesive still. Like, when you're doing one of the movies, you have to do like a parade thing, and that's this game's version of the Shadow Mario gimmick, where it's like someone's chasing after you, but it's like in the form of like a parade, and it's just, I feel like it doesn't fit with the, like, it doesn't fit, nothing fits in the aesthetic, and that bothers me more than it should. I'm sorry. World 3, what one was that one? That was I think that's the spooky world where you do the contracts for the devil. That was a good one. There's this weird section where you have to like get rid of paintings by throwing them in fire. That's another thing that just seems random, and that makes it so you can unlock boxes. And there's like these cherry bombs you use to break ice. It's all just very all over the place when it comes to theming. That reminds me, you have these hat abilities you can do that you can switch between. Some of them I think I would have better liked as like additions to the actual moveset. Like, I always wanted to do the running one, but that one was not only available if you chose it as an ability. Which is kind of odd because when you're running, you can't do a double jump, you can only do a single jump, which is odd because if you stop running the second before you do a double jump, the second before you do a jump, you can do the double jump. So it just seems kind of counterintuitive, like, why can't you just do the double jump anyway? Like, the momentum would be weird, I guess, but it just seems like it's not, like, that properly tested. Yeah, the third world's pretty good. I'm being so negative. There's, like, this, swamp that you can drown in. That was pretty annoying. Another one of the hats you can get is this Forest Dwellers one, where they can make green, transparent objects, solid. It's, okay, I guess. There's this weird one with the ice where you do, like, this ground pound by turning into an ice statue, and there are, like, these ice switches that you can touch. It just all sounds like nonsense, and not, that makes it sound weird and me, like I'm being mean, like, oh, this game's so weird. But I just wish it was more cohesive. Like in Mario Sunshine, everything's so odd, but it's all grounded in the vacation theme. Like, you think about, like, all the different locations, like the harbor, the beach, the park, like, they all have to do with the vacation theme. And, like, the enemies are, Sunshine had an advantage because it's based on a pre-existing IP, but all the enemies are tropical versions of enemies we know from the Mushroom Kingdom, like Stroll Stews, like Goomba. You've got, like, those weird caterpillars that are kind of like wigglers. Like, you've got the Mecha Koopa dudes. Like, it's all grounded in a sense of, it's an alternate version of Mario. It's not like, it's like throwing a bunch of random, like, it's not like a jumbled mess of random stuff. There's cohesion there, you know? I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but yeah, I finished the game. I should talk about the other worlds. The fourth world is this mountain world, which is open. It was kind of confusing for a bit, because, like, I didn't realize it was open until I got a few of the random timepieces. It's like a bit of an alpine sort of vibe. There's, like, this sky, like, section. There's, like, these birds everywhere. It reminds me of the kind of thing you'd see in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It was a good world. And the last level was a lava level where you fight the final boss. It was a good platforming challenge, but I was kind of surprised that you only did the boss there, and after a platforming level. There was no, like, other missions. It was just one straight shot. And the final boss, it was okay. It was good. I liked fighting it. One thing I will add is this game has a pretty good soundtrack. I remember some of the tunes were memorable. It definitely stuck out. Every chapter you do has a different 2D illustration, but the texture, like, you see it on the Switch screen in 1080p, it just doesn't look that great, like, blown up super high. But yeah, I have the DLC, but I don't think, because I bought a physical copy. I don't know if I'm gonna check it out. Hand Time's a good game, but it's not, like, super good. I'd give it a 6 or 7 out of 10. As an indie effort, it's very impressive, but reviewing it against the thing it's trying to become, reviewing it, comparing it to Banjo-Kazooie, or Mario Sunshine, or Wario World, or any kind of B-tier not B-tier, 3D platformer, I don't think it stacks up. It's probably better than most of the mascot platforming games from the PS2 era, like Pac-Man World 2, I remember playing and not being jazzed by, and I'm sure the other ones are pretty good, like in that like 6 out of 10 meh kind of quality. But yeah, I had time. It's good, but not great. And the Switch version runs really bad. Maybe that's why. Maybe that alters my opinion, but can't be too much, you know? I don't want to say everything is down to technical issues. Me being a ninja was all because of my technical prowess. Because I'm very good at being a ninja. That's all. Bye.